Hi guys, welcome again. Today I have a very interesting game for you today because this is a game played by Iguana, two-time Arena Champion in 4-player, and he posted this on our Discord as this was a fun game to play and this was very unique. And I agree. I looked at the beginning of the game and I agree it was very unique. And it was so unique that I realized I looked at three first hands, and every hand I would have made a different choice. So this is not guess the move, but let's play along anyway. So with every hand, think what would you have done. I will tell you what I have done and what Iguana I think will do. So we hopefully you can get two perspectives from me and one for yourself. Let's go. So here B, and I expect B all the way, of course. That is the usual. Not many people play A, even though they should. So here, first hand, first real choice. There are 4 cards that we cannot play, but there are 3 cards that we can play. Which one would you pick? And if you need a second, of course, pause. But I will not use the pause anymore in the video. So here, Iguana chooses Barracks, and I will choose East Trading Post any day of the week here. The reason that is that Giza is a great trading partner for Rhodos. Barracks is of course solid, but I just prefer his trading post. The reasoning behind Barracks is that you can get 2 reds here when it comes back to you. So you are sure that you are winning red. And you are sure that you are not losing red. Second hand, second choice. Think about what would you have played. Me personally, I would gravitate towards press here, which might sound very strange. But the second pick I would consider is Lumberyard. Those are the picks that I would like. The reason for press is something that I keep mentioning in my 4-player videos. You don't want the guy across to be in green. If you are Rhodos, I guess that's the best that you can hope for. In this weird situation when the guy across you is green, but you still don't want the guy across you to be in green. Press really prevents that. Maybe it leads into some splash of green as well for you. It's also something that Giza would like and is likely to buy from you. So that just makes a lot of sense to me. Lumberyard is of course very solid for our red plan going forward. West Trading Post can be played, but if we skipped on the previous one, I guess we can still use this one, but there's just so many tasty things. Altar, great pick, and this is what Iguana chooses on this hand, but for me personally, again, something that I keep saying, you have to watch if the altar, basically I value altar higher if I have a chance to get Pantheon on the second hand when it comes back to me. So let's just explain that with the cards. So altar, this is the best blue card in the first round, and it leads into Pantheon. That's why it's the best card. Pantheon is very costly, so that's great. That's something that they added in the new edition. So for me, this is great if that means that your left neighbor, so let's go back to the board, in this case Alexandria, has troubles building Pantheon in the first round. That means that you have a very good chance of getting the altar, like the Pantheon from the altar itself. Here, Alexandria is one of the wonders that actually has the easiest time building the Pantheon. The second one is Olympia B or Olympia A with no blues played. So every time they're left to me, I tend to value altar lower, but maybe that's a mistake that I'm making. Theater is decent, but I would pick altar here over this. So with this overly long altar explanation, as Iguana chooses altar, I would personally probably choose either Lumberyard or press, and let's go. Clicked too fast, so we know already what Iguana would have picked. This hand, I'm 100% getting Loom. Even if I didn't like, even if this is the state of the game that I'm in, even if my previous choices would be the other, here I'm 100% getting Loom. I need Loom for a lot of stuff as Rhodos, and yeah, there is a chance that I might not get access to the Loom. Sorry, it's too much clicking too fast. So here, this is a pick that I think is brilliant by Iguana, the tavern, and the pick you have to like you have to think about the whole hand. You have to like be in the zone to play this. This is not that okay. I see this. What would you pick tavern? Because when you see this, most people would prefer lumber. It's bound to save you more money down the road. It just looks more solid here. But let's analyze. Stockade is picked here. We know that there are two clays coming. Two clays, I mean two red that cost clay. And let me show you the card. It's this one, Guard Tower. Always forget the name. So it's very likely that this guy will pick Guard Tower. Very, very likely. So there is one Guard Tower coming to us. If we pass it along, it's very likely that Giza will play the Guard Tower. So we end up with very bad resources and no way, like no red win. So what will happen in the second round most likely is that we would pick resources, other people will play red. If we are lucky, we'll win some red. If we are not, then we lose both reds even. So that's very, very scary. So here Iguana prevents that, and I think this is brilliant. This is what makes you a two-time Arena champion. He picks Tavern because he knows that he needs to pay the premium 2 gold for the red to win both of them, because Rhodos with 2 reds and the potential to finish on 4 is actually very scary, and it prevents Giza from playing red almost entirely. So that's one person taken care of. As for the Alexandria, it needs to play 2 red to win if we do not play a single red in the second round. And with that pickup with Tavern and then following up in with the, at least I think that's what he will do, and following up with the red on the next hand, that will be the play here. Obviously me, if I see this, if I'm like somebody's I jumped into this game and just, you know, not tracking cards and stuff like that, I would pick Lumberyard most of the time. But this is why Seven Wonders is so important, so brilliant. It's so deep strategically, like as you see me explain this, I'm thinking already about the end of age 2 at the middle of age 1. And the reason why I'm thinking at the end of age 2 is because I'm thinking about the end of the whole game. So that's very, very deep, if you will. So yeah, I got tired explaining this. Like, I wanted to make it. I hope it comes across well. So here, last pick, I don't think there are many choices here. Workshop doesn't make sense. We do not have any support for green whatsoever, so it's just theater or throw, but we have the money, so it's just theater. And this is something that I've seen a lot. This is the Rhodos strategy that has been working well for a lot of people. This is just grab 3, at least 2, but people usually try for 3 blues. Usually there is a dual thrown in there and a red card. And that's like very strong points. Then you can pivot into gaining resources in the second round, still win some reds, and just continue from there. And honestly, I kind of recommend this playstyle. It's pretty good. So here again, choices for you. Think about what would you have played. There is a lot that you can do with this hand, honestly. And depending on what kind of player you are, what you like to play, what situation you like to be put into, you can pick a lot of choices. So first I'm going to tell what Iguana picks. Iguana picks statue. He's like, let's all in on blue. Let's pick my fights with red when I can, and then just finish some resources in the meantime. And I think it's okay. Myself, I would probably start pivoting into resources right now, and that's not Caravanserai. Caravanserai is just too weak. We do not have enough support. Caravanserai is great when you have resources like Alexandria here. That's maybe not perfect, but Alexandria has a lot of singles, so Caravanserai will fill in the gaps. But Caravanserai is very bad at being the only resources, because you will still need to buy a lot. So I think Caravanserai here is very bad. I myself would probably pick Brickyard here. Second hand, I think there is only one choice here. Let's see if you can find it. For me, it's Quarry. We just need our stage. I think we get a little lucky even here with getting past Quarry. I can totally imagine like Alexandria playing one and Giza playing one, and then we would have to pay the premium 6 for the first stage. But here we are very happy. This will probably not wheel, so let's grab it. And there is nothing much better here. There is Loom, but we can grab it on the last hand, I guess. And Giza starts playing red, and that's very bad for us because, she's before us, she can do a lot of stuff. So I think here I would secure Training Ground. That's the thing that I would do. We know that walls are on the hand of Giza, and he can pay 1 for it to gain the 4. At the same time, we are kind of playing a game of chicken with Giza. Like, if he knows that we are playing Training Ground, maybe he doesn't buy the walls because it doesn't make sense for him. But it's just psychology here. We are not under threat from green. We do not need press, like we currently have access to Papyrus, and it's not a resource that we desperately need. So honestly, this is probably Training Grounds, except we wouldn't have money to buy the first stage. So I think at this point, the only thing that we can do is to bury the Training Ground here. And that's exactly what Iguana does. And here, this is the moment of the game, I think, where we are kind of getting saved. First of all, he played Stables. This guy knew that the Stables was on this hand. Like, he've seen enough hands that he know that Stables was there. So he should have most likely played the walls. Instead, did he do? He did the Aqueduct. This is a mistake. This is very much a mistake. A big one, I would say, because the walls will, like the Aqueduct, will not give you as much points as the walls here. But we are very happy that we are able to pick the walls here. Walls are cheaper than the previous red cards for us. We would very much love to play in the Vineyard, but I don't think we can afford it. Or can we? Okay. I understand, like, we can still finish the first resource, like, we can finish all the wonder, but I think we would have not enough fuel for all of that. So I would definitely play the walls here. I really disagree here, but again, that's the beauty of this game. We can, like, there can be, like, Iguana is a great player. I think I'm pretty decent myself, so we can disagree on those picks, and we can both achieve great results with different playstyles. That's the beauty of Seven Wonders, and that's why I wanted to record this game. So here I think this is no question that's asked Foundry, because we need some gold, and also Foundry, because we do not have walls, will lead to a good red cards in the last round. but our resources are very, very bad, as you can see. We just played 2 resources card. That's the lowest resource strat as I've seen for Rhodos, I think. So here he played the walls, which again, maybe that's just a brilliant move of letting him draw. Like, he doesn't really want to play the walls, right? At best, he's drawing. So maybe that was actually a very good move. Maybe I should take it back. But I would just feel very unsafe in the last round with that. Maybe that's also good. I would have to analyze it even further, because there is something to the strategy of making red good for your opponents. Because right now our resources doesn't allow us to play many cards, honestly. And there are red cards that we can play in the last round. There is Fortifications. We pay 2 for that. There is Circus. We have to pay 2 for that. So those are the cards that we can play, and we cannot justify playing them if we are winning red. But if everyone is fighting for red, we can justify playing them. So maybe that's the way of entangling other players into a game we can play reasonably well with a low resource base. Maybe that's just brilliant. I leave you with, and like, you have to answer that for yourself, I guess. I'm do not have enough time in the video to answer this question. So here, this is just a berry. Okay, we got the Pantheon. The Workers Guild is also 8, but I think Pantheon is just better because we still would like to preserve the cash. I don't know if Iguana chooses Pantheon or Workers here, but I would choose Pantheon, definitely. And there are 3 red cards. This is the hand that we are very happy to see, because the reds are clumped into one batch, so we are very likely to get the good result here. This is I could see Arena being played here, honestly, just because then we also get a stronger support for the Lighthouse, for example. But Town Hall is just 6 points, so Town Hall is one of the cards that we really liked to see play, and we are able to see it here, so we should grab the Town Hall here. Nothing great here. We will just be throwing. Let's see what we should throw. Nothing great here, honestly. I don't think it matters, really. I would just throw Philosophers, maybe? Here we do get the Lighthouse, but we also get the Circus, and I think we need to play that one, because there is a potential of us losing both reds if we don't play the Circus. So here we can play Siege to win the war, for sure. That's 9 to 7, yeah. So we should just play the Siege. The last round, when you have that bad of resources, is usually just going to be playing itself. And we wheel the Gardens, which we are very happy. But I think this would have been a win maybe even without the wheel. Let's see who was our closest opponent. And our closest opponent was Giza, but this was a very fun game to commentate. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. I think the pivotal point was reds in H2, and maybe that play was actually, like, the more I think about it, the more I like passing those walls. Those were some gamer plays. Let me know what you guys think about this. Let me know what you guys think about the format where I take games like this, if you enjoyed it. And see you later. Bye.